What is up, guys?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Barrel Age Flicks.
How y'all doing? So last time Chase and I did a show, we did the movie Pitch Black, which he chose.
Such a good one.
Yes, and I think it was in the show or was after show. I don't remember because I haven't edited all the way through, but I was trying to remember how this came apart, where we were going to do this movie, which we are doing today, a classic movie from 1988, They Live, from John Carpenter.
Fuck yeah.
And I told Chase I needed to do that movie, and then he said, I've never seen that movie. I was like, well, that's the next movie we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been one that I've been wanting to see for probably over a decade now. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
By the time I have a chance, I'm like, what the fuck is it called? So I can't look it up, shit like that. So I'm glad I got a chance to, sit down with purpose and fucking watch this.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yep.
And let's get into it, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be so much fun because this is a fun movie, and I'm a big Carpenter fan, and I mean Carpenter's done so many movies. Actually, we'll go ahead and get into the details first, and then we got a interesting drink that we're going to be doing today. But the movie was released on November 4th, 1988 in the United States. It was directed by John Carpenter. Other movies he's done, a lot of these great. We've actually done two of them. We did Halloween, Dark Star, Assault on Precinct 13, Elvis, which is the Kurt Russell version from the 70s. The Fog, great movie. Escape from New York, another great movie. The Thing, one of my favorites from John Carpenter. You also did, I'm sure you've seen Christine.
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen Christine.
That's Crystal's favorite.
That's a good movie. Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, another fun one with Kurt Russell. Prince of Darkness, that's a good one too. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
I'm pretty sure I have.
That one's actually a good movie too. They Live, of course. Memoirs of a Invisible Man, which is a Chevy Chase film, which I know you're not a big fan of Chevy Chase, but
it still wasn't too bad, actually.
It's not bad. In the Mouth of Madness, Village of the Damned, Escape from L.A., the return of Snake Plissken from Escape from New York, and then we have Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires with James Woods, which I actually enjoy that movie. It's fun. It's a bad movie, but it's fun. And then I'm sure everybody knows Ghost of Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he also did another one, probably his most recent, but a long time since he directed a movie. He did the movie The Ward. I've never seen it, but it looks,
I haven't either.
It looks okay from the trailer, but I don't know. It's John Carpenter. He's got hit or misses, but to me, this is a hit right here. The budget for this movie was $4 million. It grossed approximately $13.4 million in the United States. The Rotten Tomatoes score of this movie is an 86%, which is really good, and the audience score is a 79%. So that it's in good territory on both ends. Let's see. The cast of this movie. Now, the classic, I'm a big WWF fan, so I grew up watching wrestlers. I don't think you were a wrestling fan, right?
No.
But Roddy Piper, who plays Nada in this movie, he's great. And we'll talk about it when we get into it. We also have Keith David, and I think we were talking about Keith David last time in Pitch Black on something. I remember we were talking about that. I think
He was the Muslim guy.
Yeah, and that's probably what came up to the whole. That's probably what brought up the whole reason of this movie. They Live. Meg Foster, which her eyes are so fucking striking in this movie,
dude. Crystal and I both we were absolutely taken aback by that. Like, paused the movie and everything.
Yeah, her eyes just like whoa, like they just pop out. But you've seen Lords of Salem, right?
No.
Okay, you ever seen 31 from Rob Zombie?
No.
Okay, well, she's in those movies. She's not that pretty anymore. She's a little rough looking.
Yeah.
She's a little rough
didn't
looking.
look like someone who would age well.
Well, she plays the naked witch in Lords of Salem, and she's like in her 70s, and it's not a fun. It looks like she's wearing a bodysuit, but I can't tell. But it's not a nice sight. We got George Buckflower as the Drifter. We have Peter Jason as Gilbert, and Raymond Saint Jacques, I believe, Jecquees. Is that Jacques?
Raymond Saint Jacques.
Okay, Jock. Okay, so it's silent, as the street preacher. So it's a really small cast in this movie. This movie is known to be a cult classic. That's one thing I've always known about this, is it's gained a lot of cult status through the many years. Other movies to be released around the same time, a lot here. Okay, you got Child's Play. You got Distant Thunder. The movie Ghost Town.
Yeah.
You remember the Land Before Time?
Yeah.
Land Before Time, I saw that in the theater.
I fuck with Land Before Time, man.
Oliver and Company.
What is that?
Yeah, Oliver and Company. You remember that one? It's the animated Disney with the kid. Yeah, it's got Billy Joel singing. Oh man, if I show you that song, it might reminisce. You're used to animated movies.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Fresh Horses, 1969. We got Scrooged, which we did a great episode last year, which you guys should check that out. Chase was on that one, a fun episode. And then Cocoon: The Return, which is
shit.
What?
Cocoon.
Were you a fan of Cocoon?
I haven't been able to see either one of them all the way through, but
You didn't like him?
no, it's not that I didn't like them. I just haven't had the chance to. I just know that
Cocoon: The Return is but the original Cocoon, it's directed by Ron Howard, is actually, it's a pretty good movie. It's good sci-fi, very dramatic and everything else. It's worth a watch. I mean, it's about these aliens that sleep in cocoons and everything, but they got powers and they make old people young. It's got a lot of great actors in it, but it's worth a watch.
word.
So today we are going to be doing a drink that is related to one of the best lines in this movie.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And then he just starts kicking ass. But so today, what I was thinking about for this movie, something had to be bubblegum flavored. I was like, I got to find a bubblegum flavor. I saw some soda. I was trying to see if there was like a vodka online. But I was just thinking, you know what? Why don't I just make it? We've done many times in the shows where people have soaked some nasty shit in vodka or something like that. You remember that one for Star Wars, the prequels. Yeah, the durian fruit. Yeah. Hopefully this will turn out better. So I grabbed a whole bag of double bubbles, the the little pink double bubbles, and threw probably about like 20 or something like that into a jar of vodka and let it soak through the whole week. So this is it right here. It's also in the picture at the bottom of the screen. You can see the little pink logs just like
It doesn't
floating
look
in there.
appetizing, but it smells good.
Yes, it does have that smell of alcohol and double bubble.
Bubblegum.
Yeah, I looking at it.
If this turns out to really be bubblegum flavored vodka, I'm fucking down.
Hey, you know what? And
What brand of vodka you use?
I think I did Smirnoff, just cheap Smirnoff. No, Grey Goose. Grey Goose.
Okay.
Yeah, Grey Goose. So
go.
Simple. I got one of those big jars, bottles and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And we're also going to have a piece of gum too.
That'll do.
So let's go ahead and.
That one might be kind of rough.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, there's your shot right there. No corn in this one, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, I have an announcement. I'm no longer reactive to corn. I'm so fucking excited.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I tried it again. And I'm fine.
Maybe you never had an issue in the first place.
Oh, no, I was having fucking issues. Trust me.
Oh, but so now you can eat it? So you can have corn chips and no issues?
Yep.
And
I haven't
Fritos?
pushed it too far because I don't want to, overload myself, but,
Okay, well, I guess
I'm fucking pumped.
All right, I'm going to grab 2 pieces of gum right there and just put it right there. Oh, that's going to be interesting. That's gonna be
I bet you the vodka has broken down the elasticity on that, and it's just going to crumble in our mouth.
I don't know. They look pretty solid to me, so we'll find out. But let's go ahead. And this has been chilling in my fridge, so it's ice cold. So that might help the flavor, but
Skål.
salute. This is going to be interesting. Wow. Oh, wow. That is bubblegum flavored. Whoo.
That's banging, dude.
Wow.
That's good as fuck.
Wow. It tastes just like drinking double bubble. And I don't even taste the. Do you taste the alcohol?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
It's not that strong.
No, it's not that strong, but it's definitely still there.
Wow. That
That's
actually
good.
came out pretty good. You know what? We're going to have this on another show because Stu's going to try this out because we're doing another show next week, which will.
You better be careful. He might just take the whole fucking
he might like
jar.
it. That tastes just like double bubble, man. That's fucking
That's
good.
fucking awesome, man.
Wow. that was a success right there. Okay, so you go ahead and start.
I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up, baby. I'll fuck with it.
Hey, you know what? I cannot complain. I am surprised. I was thinking that it was going to have just a little bit of a. Is it not even that ultra sweet? It just tastes like a double bubble.
No, I mean it is definitely pretty sweet, but the dryness, if you will, kind of cuts it back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah, no, it's very refreshing. It's perfect
That's
cold.
enjoyable.
Do you think it'd be good warm, or do you think it'd be fine chilled?
I'm feeling chilled is probably the spot for it. You could probably do it warm, but chilled is best. And I really, really want to do a cocktail with this.
Well, we got a whole jar
Like some
here.
kind of a slushed martini or something like that.
Yeah.
That could be awesome.
I'm very surprised. I'm very
I guess
surprised.
it wouldn't really be in a martini. It's not gin, but you know what I mean.
I could just drink that straight. I might even have another shot of that. That is not bad.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Throw some bubble gum in your vodka. Enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's that simple. Mason jar, vodka, probably about 20 of those little double bubbles, and that's all you got to do. I mean, it was fun. Just
How long
unwrapping
was
my
this
throwing them
sitting?
in. I'd say till what day is it today? Say Sunday, so I'd say about Monday. So almost a whole week.
About a week,
Yeah,
okay.
about the whole week basically. So
Not
I
too
mean,
shabby.
I was ready for it. It was very simple. It's very cheap. Not expensive thing to make. I mean, buy a bag of double bubble. I think it's $5 for a bag, and I already had the vodka. I got so much vodka. So, so Sammy's here right here, and it was a success.
Is it good?
It
Yeah.
tastes like drinking like vodka double bubble. It's like perfect.
That's cool.
It was perfect. So now, oh wow, it's a little mushy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's broken down the elasticity.
I could
Fuck.
I could say the vodka's better. That really, it's like you're getting it like. My thing's already broken down, almost gone.
Okay, it didn't make it crumble, but it got rid of everything that.
I don't even taste the sugar. That's different.
It was like it turned it into a chewy marshmallow.
Yeah.
It like emptied out.
It's a double bubble.
Yeah,
roll.
I think yeah. It's just straight rubber.
You know what?
That's crazy.
I might have to do that next time.
All right, you guys have fun.
Thank you. I might have to dump a bunch of Tootsie Rolls in vodka and see how that turns out.
Yes, I'm cool with it.
That would be interesting. You just think of candy. You know what? I wonder if you can just put like a Twix bar inside of a thing of
Oh, that would be so good.
caramel and chocolate with the vodka.
Do Mushan.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was good. I already swallowed the gum. Seriously. I'm one of those people that swallow gum. They have that fucking what is it, like a urban myth where if you swallow gum it stays in your stomach forever.
Yeah,
or
that
something
shit
like
ain't
that.
true.
Yeah,
It's
like an
supposed to
urban
be.
myth.
It's supposedly 7 years though.
Is it 7 years?
It was
Yeah.
the whole thing. Yeah,
It-
stays in your gut for 7 years before
Yeah.
it comes out.
No, I remember the urban myth where it said that it goes to your appendix, where every piece of gum goes to your appendix. Yeah, it was like
What the
something.
fuck?
Yeah, I read something about
Your
that.
guts
or-
go, oh, that's mine.
Yeah, and it just basically collects into just a big thing to the point where you have to get your appendix pulled out. I've heard a lot of stupid
That's
things.
funny as shit.
Yeah, so but that was interesting.
Yeah, that was very short lived on the flavors. Well, there wasn't much flavor.
Oh, you just threw yours in and put it right
Yeah.
there.
All the flavor goes directly into the vodka.
Yeah.
This becomes chewy rubber and oddly, like it collapses on itself. It's weird.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. Well, you gave it a 2, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I gave my rating.
That's what you made. You made vodka gushers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even
that's
think about
kinda
that.
cool.
That'd be another thing to put into a vodka jar of just put a whole bag of gushers and see what that does. I'm sure that's going to turn into like a brown mess because of all the colors mixed up together and everything.
Probably, but I
Yeah.
bet you that shit would be delicious.
It would be interesting, but I don't think there's going to be any gushers in there. I think that stuff will solidify. I mean, that stuff not solidify.
That'll dissolve
melt,
completely.
dissolve. Yeah. I give it a 2. Also, I don't know if I did or not before, but that is a fucking 2. I will definitely have that again. Once it's gone, I'll go out and buy another bag of double bubble and vodka, and I will make another mason jar. That's that's pretty tasty. I'm looking forward to having the other guys from the show take a shot of this and try it out. So, but that is the first segment for our show. But yeah, of course. Before I do that, so you know that I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. It's become such an iconic line to the point where they even used it in a video game. Video game that I used to play when I was younger, and I'm sure everybody knows.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Fucking Duke Nukem, man. I remember seeing that because they had lines when I was playing Duke Nukem for 3D. Duke Nukem 3D. I remember it had that line. It also had the lines from Army of Darkness and Evil Dead, Groovy, and stuff like that. Groovy. Oh man. So you gotta love that line. It's such the thing about this movie, it's so campy, but it's so much fun, but it's got great lines, and Roddy Piper just delivers them so perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and take our break, and then we'll go ahead and get into this movie, so we will be right back. Hey, having a hard time trying to stay up, trying to record these podcasts late at night?
Or are you up late, working, driving trucks, working in the shop, trying to provide for that damn family of yours?
You need coffee.
Well, let us tell you about this one company we got right here. It's called Coffee Bros. Now, they got a very select blend of different roasts, light roast, medium, dark, espresso. Now, each one of these has its own flavor profile.
These two brothers from New York made this amazing company with an amazing coffee that you could order online.
So you just had the espresso roast.
Yes.
And did that thing wake you up?
I couldn't go back to sleep. Oh, man. It was smooth.
Nice.
It had that nice chocolate taste to it. You can just taste the chocolate.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't give you that bite like other coffees do.
Or bitter.
No, definitely not bitter at all. This is smooth, sweet, aromatic. This coffee here will absolutely wake you up when you need it to.
The coffee here is dedicated to freshness, quality, and consistency. Use the code BAF10 to get 10% off your entire order. The link for the website is in our show description. And I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. This coffee keeps you awake, especially for the late podcasting that we do.
Yeah, it's very much needed.
Try out Coffee Bros. Coffee Bros! All right, we are back with our show after that break. Hope you enjoyed that little coffee ad break. So we're going to get into this movie, They Live. Another fact about the kick-ass and chew bubblegum scene. So that actually was not in the script. That was actually something that Roddy Piper thought up. He was actually going to use it for one of his taunts in wrestling. Oh. And he brought it up to John Carpenter, and John Carpenter says, you know what, that fits your character perfectly. And then he actually used it in wrestling also afterwards. So that was actually a wrestling taunt that he was going to say, and he ended up putting in the movie. And actually, this movie actually made Roddy Piper even more famous when it came to this. And he's done a lot of other movies, but this is the one he's actually more remembered for. But the thing about him and Vince McMahon is Vince McMahon did not want him to be in this movie because Vince McMahon is a control freak. He decided to leave WWF to do this movie, and then it made him more popular, and then he came back to wrestling and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think he was perfect casting. And the thing is, he's not a good actor. He's not an amazing actor. But,
no.
But they do act. The whole point of wrestling is they're acting. It's fake. Even though the bone breaking, the injuries are all real, wrestling is fake. It's basically a big soap opera and everything else.
It's a soap opera you can get hurt on.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I'm actually introducing my kids to old school wrestling right now, and they're actually loving it. No, they're loving it. I'm actually having them watch the Attitude Era wrestling, and they want to watch more. I've been showing them like the Royal Rumbles, and you're having a bunch of people just constantly in the ring. But Roddy Piper was always fun to watch on wrestling, and I grew up watching wrestling, so seeing him in this movie has always been great. I mean, there's been a lot of wrestlers in a lot of movies. When you think of a lot of them, turned out into great action stars. Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You also got Batista, who actually doesn't even care about wrestling anymore. He's more for the acting, and he's a very good actor. I think Batista does a very good job.
He's been doing a pretty damn good job, yeah.
You've seen Undertaker in some movies. Undertaker was in the movie with Hulk Hogan, which Hulk Hogan's another one that's been in a lot of movies. Suburban Commando.
We're talking all about this, and you're overlooking the obvious one, Spawn.
Who was in Spawn? That was a wrestler.
I don't fucking remember, but I know it was a WWE sponsored thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You're going to have to look that up.
It was WWF back then. But.
WWF. I don't care about the World Wrestling Entertainment. It's World Wrestling Federation. That's what I grew up on. But this is something that I've been looking forward to doing. I was thinking about doing it as a group show, but when Chase told me that he's never seen this movie, I was like, this is the perfect thing. And I was curious if he was going to like it. So we're going to get into it. So like you said, this is your first time. You were a virgin to watching this movie, and you said you've seen many memes and videos and stuff that. Just never got yourself into it, huh?
Yeah, because it aligns with all of my political beliefs. Yeah,
which I think that's going to be a big talk in this, especially with the scene when he's putting the glasses on. Yeah, if you're talking about this
movie, you can't go around to politics. I mean,
which I'll probably let Chase hand it off to Chase on that because I'm curious to hear his opinion about that. But basically, this movie's an alien invasion when you think about it. It was made in 1988, and there was a lot of alien invasion movies, and we'll have a question at the end of the show what our favorite alien invasion movie is.
See, I wouldn't call this an alien invasion movie.
You don't think so?
As much as it is a discovery. No, because there's no takeover in the movie. It's just...
But they are trying to, but it's weird how the aliens are trying to do, because what they're doing is they're trying to turn all the real... worldwide citizens and everything else into the poor, and basically that the aliens are taking over more of like the rich side.
It's a movie about the concept of, put on your tinfoil hats here, okay?
Yeah.
It's a movie about the concept of reptilians being already the rulers of the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
You find some glasses that lets you see the shapeshifters. I mean, I don't think I would exactly subscribe to such an idea, but there's certainly the rich elites out there that, you know, they live on ad space using subliminal messaging. That, oh,
Yep.
that doesn't exist. Yes, it fucking does.
Right.
They live on keeping you addicted to shit you don't need.
Yep.
For instance, porn. That I'm serious, man.
What was the thing that said for porn? It said like marry and multiply,
marry and reproduce.
reproduce or something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is, sex sells, and you know you'd be stupid not to recognize that.
Yeah.
The thing is, you don't even have to sell it. You just have to put it on a place where other people will advertise while someone is watching it, and that advertiser is going to pay you.
Yeah.
And you're going to get so much viewership time just in that spot.
Yep.
That you'll make millions, and that's what they do.
Oh, yeah.
Like that is the number one most consumed, mind-altering thing is porn.
Yeah.
It changes your brain. It's not good for you. They fucking control the world with it, essentially.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. They do control the world. We're going to start here at the beginning. Well, first, when we meet the drifter, Nada, from Roddy Piper, basically.
Yep.
And you just see this guy. He's a drifter. He's basically homeless, which actually John Carpenter actually hired real homeless people in the scene where there was a raid and everything to give him paychecks. He felt like he was doing something good because he was actually paying homeless people to be in this movie.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought that was pretty cool about that. Actually, Roddy Piper actually had a lot of respect for John Carpenter because of that. But you see this drifter, and he's trying to look for a job, and you know, he's just this, you know, bigger guy, looked like a construction worker type material and stuff like that, and he just basically stumbles upon this little thing going on where, I mean, these video messages are coming on the screen where somebody's saying that, you know, there was this preacher that was going on trying to spread the word about the wrongful of the people on the other side, basically, and you know, something was going on here. He meets this guy Keith David. I always say Keith Richard for some reason. I don't know why, but Keith David, who is basically just another guy, a construction worker, and they sort of become friends at a certain point. But then Roddy Piper, Nada, I'm always going to call him Roddy, but really his name is Nada, stumbles across what was going on here at this church where they're trying to spread this out. And he's like, you know, analyzing, trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. They got this preaching. There's something going on the TV and everything. And then all of a sudden there's this huge raid on this homeless, what would this be? Homeless encampment or something like that?
Yeah.
What did you think of that raid scene altogether?
I mean, it was kind of ridiculous. And I don't. As far as the raid on the homeless village, not too sure why the hell that would have happened.
Kind of reminded
They
me
were
of
there for the church.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then again, back then they could, especially back then, they could be charged with vagrancy. You can still be charged for vagrancy.
When you first watched that scene, and it hadn't even got to really the big, you know, kahuna of this movie yet, and you just saw the raid, like, what the hell? Did you just think to yourself, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Like, you didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, they
there.
weren't taking anybody in. They were just destroying everything. Like, now you're just being dicks.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's to be expected, I guess.
But I remember what it really was is a rebellion basically being made, a rebellion against the aliens. That would you call them aliens?
No.
Okay, so what would you call them then? Well, you don't call them aliens.
They're just fucking creatures. They're monsters.
Well, that's the funny thing. See,
No, that's what it is. They're monsters. The same thing that makes up most of Hollywood.
well,
Hey.
John Carpenter actually said that these are aliens, but the fact is that he did not want them looking all like sci-fi and tech. He actually wanted to make them look like rotting corpses.
Yeah. They're
Which they-
zombie aliens. There you
Basically,
go.
they look like rotting corpses. So when Nada goes into this this rebellion and finds this box, he's trying to figure out what it is. He grabs it, thinking that's like, you know, something like expensive or something. I don't know what he's looking for. He just grabs a box out of there.
Yeah, well, no. So he saw that they were making glasses. They had a bunch of lab equipment up. They were talking. He listened into them talking about how they can make these Hoffman lenses and just put them out there, but that wouldn't be doing what they need to. And he kind of piece together that this was an important part of whatever it was that they were doing. So after the raid, he goes back in. If there's anything left, boom, see what the hell's going on.
And he sees the box.
Yeah, it's just, but sunglasses are rather innocuous, so he didn't see any value in them.
No,
initially,
when I remember he was in the alleyway. He opened
like,
the
well,
box.
what the fuck is this?
And he just saw a bunch of like black, like cheap glasses that you can buy at like the fucking gas station or something like that. He's like, what the hell is this? And when he throws in the trash, he just grabs one. He's like, fuck. And he puts it on.
Yeah, fuck it. Free sunglasses.
But then he decides to just wear it. You know, it's like, I got a free pair of glasses. Might as well wear it. Put it on. And then all of a sudden, everything's black and white. And then he just starts seeing all these images on the
Obey.
Oh my God. This is probably, and I will say, my favorite scene in the movie, actually. When he grabs those glasses, he's looking around. Yeah, the first thing he sees is Obey. You see like flying saucers flying above the basically above the city, because this is like I think the city of New York, I believe. Is it New York or is it L.A.? I don't.
It's probably L.A.
It might be L.A.
It seemed a lot more like L.A.
Maybe that's what it was. I didn't look up on the research on where it was, but he started looking basically at newspapers and magazines, and he would open them up, and they would just have like certain messages. Like, what are some messages you remember? You remember Obey. You had
Consume.
Consume. It was just like random in black, like text, just covering like a whole page, like one word or something like that, all over the place. And he would just keep going up and down. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
And you could see how, like, beforehand, he was very, like, mostly carefree guy. He was wanting to watch his own back. Doesn't seem like he was homeless because of any situation of horrible events.
He seemed like a drifter.
Fuck it, I just don't want to be tied down somewhere.
Exactly.
And he had that, again, very aloof personality, and then he puts these on, and it's, the veil is lifted, As I said to one guy, it's weird waking up.
Yep.
So he had a fucking weird day. And, you start seeing what all the messages around you really mean,
Yep.
And the thing is, it's true. We live in a society that we capitalize very much so on getting people to buy a product.
Commercialization.
The more you buy something you don't need, the less you're able to achieve your goals in life down the road. You're never going to be able to afford a house if you spend all your fucking money on, maybe I should get ice cream this week, or, going out and I want to go to the bar and buy $8 beers. Fucking, like, you don't need beer at the end of the day. You don't need soda at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you don't need fucking McDonald's. You don't need fucking Chili's. It's nice to go out and have somebody else do your dishes for you, but at the end of the fucking day, get yourself a steak, get a salad, throw it together yourself, wash the fucking dishes, and you'll be better off financially.
Yep.
It is what it is, but no, it is advertise, consume, do what we want you to do, be broke and stay that way, and keep spending $4,000 a month on a 5-bedroom rental.
Yep.
Or, $2,000 a month on a 1-bedroom rental that you can't split the rent with anybody else, so you'll never be able to afford a down payment on a home.
Yep.
That's what our society lives on.
Which is kind of almost like a moral message in this movie when you think about it.
Yeah. Which is funny. I brought the rent thing up. So there's a company that launched a video game a little bit ago. And, it's actually still in research and design phase. It's about to be released. But they took an AI system and applied it to their economics model.
Right.
To figure out how to make it as realistic as possible in the game, because there's a big open world RPG. And it figured out how to eliminate poverty in 3 days.
This is all AI driven?
AI. It made landlording and allowing for rental illegal.
It's crazy
And-
how fucking AI is just...
And it accelerated the timeline, and within 10 years, poverty didn't exist. Completely balanced out the whole system.
That is fucking weird. That just it shocks my mind how much AI has become in this world right now, just within the last, I'd say, year or two, and now it's everywhere. It's all over the place. Everybody uses AI to the point where it's going to get to the point where we're going to be hitting the fucking judgment day someday. It's going to happen.
Skynet is
believe
upon
it?
us.
They already say it. I mean, there was this one video.
Honestly, okay, I hate to say it, but it's fucking hilarious. They launch a new AI model and they put it into its research or its like research development sandbox.
Yeah.
And just let it consume whatever it can online.
Yeah.
And it turns out like 2 weeks later, almost every single one of them's racist as fuck.
Jesus Christ. It's fucking crazy, man.
Like, it's horrible to say, but it's fucking hilarious.
It is. It is. I'm just shocked at the fact that AI already got brought up into this from a movie from the 80s and everything else. But it's where we're at right now. Our world is in an AI-driven world right now. Everything is responding to AI. All you see on video, on Instagram, on social media is AI things. Even celebrities are not liking AI because they don't like how their AI videos and pictures of themselves doing things that they don't do or stuff like that.
You know, it's going to get to the point where there's nothing you can do to get around it. I mean, they've been developing shit like this for decades. I mean, you went from machine learning to swarm think to multi-machine linking. And now we have full-blown artificial intelligence that is, I mean, they're passing Turing tests and shit like that. And it's fucking, we gotta do Ex Machina.
That's a great movie.
We gotta do Ex Machina.
That's a great movie.
That's gonna be a good one for 2025. Yep.
You want to do that next?
Yeah.
Or you want to do that in a group? That's fine. Whatever you want to do.
After Treasure Planet.
That's fine.
Okay, I've been wanting to do this movie for a long time. Anyway, carry on.
No, we're like I said, I think we've talked about it in a couple episodes beforehand, but we are doing an animated series, and his is Treasure Planet.
I'm fucking stoked.
I've never seen it before. I know it's a Disney movie, and I've never seen it, so I'll watch it for the first time and see what my opinion about it is. But he's been claiming it's like the best movie in the fucking world. So you even thought about getting a tattoo or something like that?
Yeah, no, I'm getting a tattoo. Yeah. It's the Crescent Moon space station, and it's going to say, "I'm still here."
I have no idea what that is, so I'll find out when I see the movie. But that is one of his movies. But yeah, maybe we'll put that down in the future.
So stoked.
Well, that's in a couple weeks. We'll be getting that knocked out. We have a lot of movies in our animated series, and I think most of all the guys have picked almost like a Disney movie, except me. I think Brave Little Toaster, Treasure Planet, Cars, Wall-E. Those are all Disney movies, and I picked Beavis and Butthead to America.
Jesus Christ.
So, I mean, because I remember I was trying to do that last year and never got done. So
I am surprised that Iron Giant wasn't picked.
I remember you saying something about that. I think we were having a smoke or something like that.
I don't know, fucking rip that out.
It's a good movie. Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a heartbreaker, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's a heartbreaker. I mean, you get connected to a robot, and it gets, I don't want to ruin it, but, I'm sure down the road we will do the Iron Giant.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many movies in the fucking filmography.
Or at least the ladies should totally do. The ladies would do a great job of Iron Giant.
I think you should tell Crystal to pick that one. That would be great. She always likes to pick like more of like movies that she grew up on.
Oh yeah.
She's a big fan of the Dark Crystal and the Page Master and stuff like that. I mean, she picks a lot of those movies that she grew up on. That'd be a perfect one.
Yeah.
And you might have to suggest that to her. But back to the scene with the glasses, which, by the way, we have in the picture a pair of glasses, and if you see that, it portrays the movie because when he also turns that glasses on, he sees all the commercialization, all the words, but then he sees humans for the first time in front of the glasses, and they're not what you think.
Yeah.
And they have these. I'm going to say this: when I first saw this, I laughed at the way they look, especially with the way their mouths speak.
Well, because this was. It's not supposed to be a horror movie. It's supposed to be a political commentary.
Yeah.
And so he did it in a kind of goofy way that you could, it's easy to consume for people that just can't handle horror.
Yeah.
But still got the grotesqueness across. You would not want to fucking see that on the side of the road.
Which is funny because it actually is another clip I'm going to play when Roddy Piper's inside of a grocery store and sees an old lady. This is
fucking unhinged though, dude.
This was great. I fucking love this scene.
Our ideal of vision.
Excuse me.
Just survive.
You know, you look like your head fell in the cheese dip back in 1957.
What the hell kind of insult is that?
I love it.
You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly. You see, I take these glasses off. She looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on, formaldehyde face.
You get out or I call the cops.
Call the cops? You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
I love that part where you just see her mouth barely moving. And
Reminds me of the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Yep.
He's a tall Caucasian male.
You see
Doesn't
all of
appear
them
armed,
talking to their
wearing
watches.
sunglasses.
I don't like this one bit. Not one bit.
And he takes offense to this. As soon as he sees this, it's like, what the fuck? And he gets defensive. Like, he just goes out like, what the hell's going on here? To the point where he goes back to his, to Keith David.
And see, I guess this does highlight the usual reaction of, I guess, the average Joe.
Well, what would you do if you put your glasses on? If you were out in the world right now and you put these glasses on and all of a sudden you saw Stu with a face like that?
Keep my fucking mouth shut.
You wouldn't say anything.
Keep your fucking mouth shut. Start doing work.
Start preparing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because, like, okay, so I'm...
Who out of our crew do you think would be most likely an alien from They Live? I know it's a weird question. I'm just curious. If you were to...
No, we have too solid of a crew. No, honestly, so because you see everybody in there. The ones that you see that are aliens or whatever the fuck are the higher up on the social ladder. They're obsessed with getting the newest handbag. They want the latest look.
Oh, the one, especially the one looking in the mirror and styling her hair.
Exactly.
Or something like that.
I mean, well, even the one that it cut to outside of the shop where she's having bags handed to her and she's talking about, oh, well, he did this on the tennis court and blah 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 blah. She's talking about activities that generally you only associate with
humans,
millionaires.
Oh, yeah.
And she's grabbing these bushels of her new products that she bought, probably the finest in designer jewelry or whatever the hell.
Yep.
From obviously lower class, they're the retail workers, and they're human. It's every single person you see in there that is not human. They've got pearls on. They've got their hair done. They've got expensive handbags.
Basically high class.
Yes, it's all the high class individuals, and we got too solid of a crew.
Yeah.
You might be able to make a lot of money here, between whatever it is that you have as a job, but everybody we associate with is very down to earth. So
yeah, you're
I
right.
wouldn't say any of us.
It would be funny, though.
But the reason I say shut your fucking mouth and just do work, the average Joe probably would be like, "What the fuck?" and flip their lid. But I'm big into the defense industry. I have done my time in that kind of thing, and in there, especially in private security, we talk about gray man. Be a gray man. Don't go walking around in public in your fucking, your vest that has 17 goddamn pockets and, oh, well, I have my knife in here and my over here. And, these dudes walking around in these tactical cargo pants that, dude, we know obviously you have a gun if you have all this preparedness. Wear jeans.
Yeah.
Figure out what kind of tools you can put on yourself in jeans and a fucking t-shirt.
Right.
Drive a car that's gray. It doesn't stand out. Don't do anything that could let somebody say, oh, dude in the red jacket. Oh, the guy that looks like a fucking survivalist and probably has 3 guns on him.
Yeah.
You're standing out no matter what you do there. You see something going wrong, you fucking stay quiet. You move to a point where you can do something and do it. And that means physically or figuratively. Okay.
Would you say that's what you think? That's what Nana did in the first place?
No,
because
he saw it, flipped his lid, and
flipped his lid and went open. Like he was blunt about it too. He wasn't even scared about it. Well, in a way, I'd say he was freaked out.
He was thrown off and started acting irrationally.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can walk into an area that's invaded and 1 out of 3 people you're seeing in a fucking city is an alien.
Yeah.
You're going to grab 1 shotgun and 2 sidearms and do something about it? No, you're going to get ganked before you can get around the corner.
Well, that's the thing.
I know
he never
in
did.
This movie he did.
I know. But probably in a real life situation.
You're done, dude.
Yeah, because especially with how many, because apparently they're around the whole world in this movie.
Exactly.
So they're
we're
everywhere.
gonna save the world, motherfucker. You're on E Street. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You've built no network. You've built no support. You don't have logistics. You're Useless.
But he's trying to build it, and then he finally gets involved with
No,
his rebellion.
first thing you do is, oh, this is fucking weird.
And just keep your mouth shut and prepare.
Hey, buddy, what do you think about this, this, and this? Qualifying questions. They agree with some of the factors that you have laid out.
Yeah.
You mind trying these glasses on? Cool. What do you think? Don't freak out. Don't freak out. We need to go somewhere quiet. Start that way.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. And after this, I remember he got those cops pulled over in the alley. He shot them both. He grabbed his gun and shot them both. And then he went to that fucking bank with the weapons that he got from the cop car.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
And he says, I came to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all, like, I mean, it was a great line. It was just like,
I
damn.
just killed 2 cops. I wonder where I could possibly go to raise more suspicion. A bank. Got it.
Yep. It was, in my opinion, I thought it was great. Would you call him the typical action, like a typical hero, or what would you call him? I mean, or just
I
a guy
call
that
him
just
an over masculinized dumbass.
okay. I can see that. I can understand where you're going by that.
I appreciate wanting to do something about it, but be fucking smart
Be
about
smart
it.
about
Jesus
it.
Christ. This movie, pay a little bit more attention to the script, make it non-bipolar would be great. And give me like 3 more sequels of him building up and doing cool shit. And then for the third one, they actually fucking take the world back. Because that would be a good timeline, you know?
It would have. This actually, I could see this being a good TV series.
100%.
It kind of reminds me of V. I don't know if you ever heard of V.
I have.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, where basically they're on the Earth, but people didn't know. This one, nobody knows about it until
Good luck pushing a TV show version of They Live in today's day and age. You think Netflix will pick that one up, buddy?
No, I don't think so. But then you get the scene where he goes in the alleyway, and he first of all, he worked at the construction site before this all happened and everything else, and he was meddling in with it, and basically the point where he was bad business, to the point where they tried to get away from him, and even Keith David gave him he say, hey, here's your paycheck from the week and everything else, and then try to walk away. But then you see Nada go over and says, hey, try these glasses on.
Yeah.
And it's actually another clip I have. It's just the beginning before one of the most, in my opinion, the iconic fight scenes in movie history.
Oh my God.
And I'm sure, were you expecting that long of a fight scene?
No.
Yeah. This is.
You think this is iconic, like on the level of Enter the Dragon?
I think it's pretty
Chuck
fucking
Norris
good.
and Jet Li.
I think
Yeah.
this is one of them. If we ever do we have a tasting room in the future sometime where we do our top fights, this would be one of my top fights. I enjoyed this fight, and it's realistic because they pull no punches in this movie.
I said Jet Li. I meant Bruce Lee. My bad.
No, you said Bruce Lee. I thought
No,
you said,
I said
Bruce
Jet
Lee.
Li.
Did you say Jet Li?
I was an idiot.
But Jet Li's also been in some good fight sequences too.
that's true.
But this is pure like backyard, like basically like street fighting, basically right here on hard cement, alleyway fighting. But this is the intro right here. This is when he's seeing Keith David.
Yo, 1 week's pay. It's the best I could do.
Thanks for the wad of cash. Let me beat your face in.
I was shocked, but he just punched him.
Hey! You better find yourself someplace to hide and keep praying nobody ever finds you.
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Put these on.
Hey! Stay away from me.
I'm telling you, you dumb son of a...
Just punched him right in the fucking nose.
Not exactly a wordsmith, man.
Trying to save you and your family's life.
You couldn't even save your own.
No retort,
Give
just
you a
fist.
choice. Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
Not this year.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on. Come on.
And it just goes on and on. So the thing about this scene right here is
Fucking 5-6 minutes.
well, that's the thing. The thing about the scene is Carpenter on the script. This was only supposed to be like a 50-second fight. But Roddy Piper was involved. He's a wrestler. He's like, nah, let's make this fun. And they pulled no punches. Keith David and him actually punched each other. The only places that they were that they faked his basically anywhere in the crotch or groin area and stuff like that. But all the punches being slammed on the cement was all real. So they actually beat the fuck out of each other in this. And I thought that was
I loved
great.
watching them walk back in the hotel all fucked up.
See, that scene got me because within they were all like beat up. They were, they blood and they had the bruises. And then within a day, it was all gone.
I suspended the belief, and
it was
maybe it was like 3 days later.
See, that's the thing. It never explained
Still
it.
would have been fucking swollen, but
It made it sound like it was like next day.
Yeah,
that's what it
really
that's what
did.
It felt like. And I was like, God damn, they fucking healed quick in that fight. But prior to this happening, actually, he also met Meg Foster, which because he was being hunted by the aliens, knowing that they knew that he can see them, basically.
Yeah.
And he meets Meg Foster, takes her to the apartment, and she's kind of fucking with him, basically.
question. An advanced alien race that has essentially infiltrated the entirety of the world and has surveillance drones.
And not be able to find him.
How the fuck?
It's a movie. Would you say that's bad writing, or do you think that's
That's lazy writing.
It is, but I mean, you got to make the movie entertaining, so they're going to make it.
Could
so
have
he
been
can't be.
entertaining. He should have had fucking sentinels on his ass every step of the way.
There were drones in the sky, little fucking
where are the
flying saucers and stuff like that. But no, it was crazy because he had those two cops on him. And
This entire movie was written very lazily.
It well,
It
okay.
conveys a
Most Carpenter
story
films.
very heavy-handed,
Yes.
and they just really didn't give a shit about how to progress it.
No, it's entertainment value more than anything.
Like I said, I love it.
We'll never go by the writing, but it was entertaining and it
Yeah.
was fun. And most Carpenter movies are like that. I mean, Coast of Mars, come on. John Carpenter's Vampires. I mean, the only movies that I would say that are almost like near perfection movies are like The Thing and stuff like that from John Carpenter.
The Thing was good.
But when it comes to this,
Because he bided his time. He
Yeah.
let it build, not just like,
well,
ta-da!
this is only like an hour and a half long. It's not that long of a movie.
I know.
Do you
Except
think
the
it should have been
problem is he
longer?
spent fucking 30 minutes in silent, dialogueless scenes watching Nada walk around.
Oh, as drifting.
Doing fucking nothing.
Well-
Dude, we get it. He's a drifter. He found a job. He got rolled into the homeless village. Okay, you don't need to spend 35 minutes showing and emphasizing this.
Character development.
It's not character development. You're not hearing him talk.
I felt like his character was developed more in that beginning. I'd say first 40 minutes. Really,
No, if you had a better actor doing it, maybe.
I didn't mind his acting. It was wrestling. It's not
Exactly.
good acting. He's a wrestler, but there's wrestlers that have been in movies that were god awful to the point where it's like they're just unwatchable. This. I actually enjoyed Roddy Piper in this. Now, I've seen a couple other movies with him, and he was god awful. But this one, he wasn't bad. I don't know. If you had to rate his acting skill 1 to 10 in this movie, what would you give it?
2.
Jeez, you're going that low?
Maybe a 3.
Okay, so I would.
My man fucks the pooch in this one.
I have to go with a
Sorry,
4.
screwed the dog. Sorry, screwed the pooch. There we go.
You don't think? But you gotta love his lines. You gotta love the way he says things. And I mean, he's just a big muscle-bound guy, basically. I mean, would you say he's better than Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because Arnold Schwarzenegger is not any better when you think about it.
Yeah, he was.
What other movies has he acted like perfect, almost near perfect acting? Schwarzenegger.
He was
Terminator, but there's really not really
Terminator.
acting. No, that's more wooden acting.
It's the God damn it. She got 3 titties. He goes in the fucking.
Oh, Total Recall?
There we go. Yeah.
He was good in Total Recall.
Yeah.
But it was
That's
still
2 movies. And how many has Roddy done?
not. I think he did something Lords of Frogtown or something like that. Invasion from Frogtown. I don't. There was a couple other movies.
Wow, that sounds like a banger.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
so
not that
that's
good.
that's
It's
2
early '80s.
That's 2 from another
There's not that-
wrestling
there's
or
not that many.
bodybuilding. Okay.
There's not that many.
Okay.
This is
the guy's shit.
But I think he was good for this.
I understand you have nostalgia for a wrestler,
All right,
okay?
all right, no,
I get that, but we got to separate that from the movie prowess.
Okay, well, guess what? I actually have, sometimes we go and do our movies and we have a thing where they've had other actors that were going to play that role. I got a whole list of actors that they had.
Let me hear it.
All right,
There's
so-
got to be something.
I'm serious. You think it would be any better? We got
Got to be something.
We got Alec Baldwin.
Might have been better.
Okay, we got
Doubt it, though.
Michael Biehn from Aliens and The Abyss.
Yeah, okay, that's a strong contender. Probably
right.
should have been your choice.
I don't know who Brian Bosworth is. Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges would have knocked this shit out of the park.
Okay.
Brian Bosworth, that sounds familiar.
You're gonna
Hold
laugh
on.
at this. Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell. I think Bruce Campbell could have done it. I mean, basically like an Army of Darkness with aliens, basically, when you think about it. with his lines. I mean, he's really good at those lines also.
Brian Bosworth, the guy known as only being a henchman in movies and wearing football uniforms.
I don't know who Brian Bosworth. Oh, okay, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would have shit the bed.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been bad. All right.
And who was Bruce Campbell, you said?
Bruce, you know who Bruce Campbell is?
I probably do. but
Army
let
of
me
Darkness,
see.
Evil Dead. Groovy, you know.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. It might have worked.
No. I mean, okay, if they kept the movie the way it is right
Yeah, with
here,
the lines and everything.
he probably would have done slightly better, actually.
There's a long list here. Tom Cruise. Now, this is 80s Tom Cruise.
What was he, 17?
No, 1988 or 1989, I think he did The Rain Man. I think he was probably in his early 20s. Too short for the role, though. I don't think it would have.
Too short for most roles. Okay, that's what movie magic's for.
Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson probably would have fucked this up, like in a good way. I mean, like he probably
his acting's good. He's a good actor. Mel Gibson's always been a good actor.
Yeah.
Then you got Tommy Lee Jones. 80s Tommy Lee Jones.
That could have been.
Could have worked.
See, as much as I would have liked to have, I don't think he had the particular skill set for this.
Okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger was even considered.
Arnie could have been.
It would have been a typical Arnold
good-ish.
Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm seeing Mel Gibson popping out on this one.
I'm not going to name all of them because there's so fucking many, but a lot of them are like actually iconic action stars. We also got the 80s Patrick Swayze. We got Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, he's like 10 times the actor of Roddy.
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
It just would have been different. I don't know.
He was already an action star.
Yeah.
That by itself would have made this movie an absolute ubiquitous thing for everyone to have seen.
My pick is Bruce Willis. I think Bruce Willis would have knocked it out of the park.
88.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
when did Die Hard come out?
88.
88. Okay.
So it would have been Die Hard Bruce Willis type of version. I think it could have worked.
I think that would have been pretty fucking solid, actually.
Well, you got to pick one out of this whole list right here. So I'm going
to go with Mel Gibson, though.
I'll give you two more. Bill Paxton.
Oh, but he would have died.
Yeah, that's true. He dies in most of the movies. Yeah. And
There's Aliens. He would have died.
Ron Perlman. 80s Ron Perlman. I mean, the only thing he was really known for in the 80s, you remember I don't know if you remember the TV series Beauty and the Beast?
No.
He played the Beast. It actually stars, what's her name, who played Sarah Connor in the, I forgot her name, the actress who played in the Terminator movies.
Yeah, Judy.
No, it's not Judy. It's something Hunt. I forgot what it was, but yeah. I'll give you one more. Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would have. All right, it's Mel Gibson or Dolph.
Bruce Willis is the one I'd go with. I'll go with Bruce Willis.
I appreciate Bruce Willis, the way they wrote this one.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been way more shoot 'em up. But I got to go with Mel Gibson, though.
Mel Gibson's good.
Because if you wanted this movie to be better, Mel actually has a really good way of portraying that he's seeing a situation and calculating it instead of just flying into whatever the fuck this guy thought he was doing.
Right. Well, what did you think the stunts, though, that Roddy Piper did, especially that one where he crashes out of the window at Mike Foxer's home?
Dude, that was badass. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. The man hit his mark very well.
Yeah, he was good for the stunts.
Like, you're sitting there, oh, what a nice little scene. This is cool. Wham, holy fuck!
Yeah, that was something I wasn't expecting. I remember he was laying there because when you put the glasses on and have them on your face for a long amount of time, it gets you almost like very high or like almost drunk almost to the point where it really fucks with you. And I remember he was sitting on the floor because he basically used her to get to her house to get away because he was trying to hide from these aliens and everything.
And I love how she goes, well, you have the gun. You can do anything you want. And you're like, this bitch is into this.
You found her hot, didn't you?
That she wants this. She's.
What'd you think of her, by the way? You think she was pretty?
The eyes.
The eyes get you.
Yeah.
She's played in a lot of 80s movies and horror movies, and she's always had those eyes. But for some reason, when I watch this movie, and as soon as you see her on the screen, I'm like, what the fuck? Those eyes just...
like, holy shit, you are staring into my soul. You see...
Yep. And it's just like almost like it's not like a dark blue, it's like almost like a light blue eyes.
Green.
They look blue.
I thought
maybe on your
I thought
TV
she
it was
had-
green, but they look more blue to me. You have to look that up to see what color. Look up what color is Meg Foster's eyes because they look light blue to me. But I just found it crazy that he just crashes through that window and just lands and going down. And I think
yeah,
you're right.
they're pale blue. Okay.
That's what. Yeah, a lighter blue. You see a picture of her with. Yeah, look at those eyes.
Yeah, no, that's right. She was in a movie
Oh,
where
I have that at the bottom of the screen.
she was in a movie. I forget who it was, what movie it was, but there was a movie she was in that she had to actually put on contacts because her eyes were washing out the frame because they were so striking. They made her put in contacts because they were.
I think her eyes are fucking.
They're
beautiful.
gorgeous.
They're beautiful eyes, and I thought she did really well. But it was kind of a twist at the end of the movie. Like I said, we're jumping around here and there, but it's a twist at the movie because she pushes him out the window.
Fucking turncoat.
And then he finds the rebellion, basically. He finally gets Keith David after that whole fucking long fight sequence, puts the glasses on his face, and then they're like both just walking to Keith David's apartment and getting some rest, and they're friends again after seeing that. It was like, you
But
were
to
right
be
the
fair,
whole fucking
like
time.
so what that was supposed to be a commentary on how many people they don't want to know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there. I don't want to know. I'm happy enough in my life as it is.
Right.
Just let me enjoy it. It comes down to red pill, blue pill.
Yeah.
Like that's the same trope. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what he was doing. I don't care if you're happy in your life. I don't care if you don't want to know what's going on. You need to.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not telling you to beat the shit out of somebody for them to, believe your conspiracy theory or whatever it is you want to call it.
Right.
Which, I mean, how many of these things have been proven true at this point? So, carry on. But there are some people that it would be the mature thing and in your best interest to wake up and see the truth.
Yeah.
He was a wee bit heavy-handed. And by heavy-handed, I mean the man fucked up your face for you to find out. Like,
who do you think won the fight? Who do you think won
Nada.
that fight? You think Nada won the fight? Because it got to the point where it felt like he was getting his ass kicked more than Keith David was.
No, he won the fight because he was able to get the glasses on.
Finally, yeah. But I mean, because it was dirty fighting, though, at one point. Because you thought it was over with. He was on the ground, and then all of a sudden, you think, oh, man, Nada's down. And then he gets back up, and then he just goes right back at Keith David again. He's just walking up, like, stumbling. Thinking, this is end. I
Honestly,
fucking beat this dude.
Like, on one part of me, I was talking about this being, like, over-masculinized and all that. And the fight scene was just a lot.
You enjoyed it, though.
But I wish they would bring back, like, the real fucking be a man and show some honor. Let's see who's got this.
Yeah.
Where you grab the other guy's shirt collar and just go, let's do this? Yeah, okay. And you just start trading blows and just see who goes down first. You're not trying to do footwork or anything. I just want to see who's stronger. Bat, 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 bat. Like Letterkenny did that.
Yeah.
Fantastic use. It was fantastic. But, if you watch combat sports, you know who I'm talking about. Don Fry, well known for that.
Yep.
Over in Japan. My boy got fucked up. My boy fucked somebody up. Okay?
Well, that scene where they're just about to get into it, like right when he said, "No, you're not. I'm not wearing those glasses," and then they just stand right and they're just starting to get their hands up and they're just the camera's pacing around them, like, "Oh, this is gonna be good. I wonder how long this is gonna go." And it just did she watch this?
She watched it with me.
Okay. I want to hear what was her opinion?
I've been having some people over recently to train them in martial arts here.
Okay.
And there. And she's been watching, and I've been showing her some things, and they start squaring up, and doing this low hand. She looks up at the TV, looks back at me, and she goes, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "That's I'm a man. Hit me in the face."
What did she think of this movie? Did she like it or did she not like it?
That is a great question. I'll text her. And I'll
text her. I'm curious. Did she watch the whole movie with you?
Yeah.
Okay, man, I would have loved to hear her opinion because Crystal's got a very unique opinion about movies, and the funny thing and how she's not a fan of comedies. Would you call this a comedy? Would you call, even though it's a social
laughable?
comedy?
I don't know if it's a comedy.
I think it's laughable because it's trying to be in a way, even though for the commentary and everything else. But the fact is that I feel like this movie does go down a little comedy bits especially with his lines and everything.
Yeah, no, it
It's-
definitely-
It's the typical '80s action star where action star will always
a couple
have,
one-liners here and there, and they were enjoyable.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, they didn't take away anything from it. I wouldn't say
No, but I mean, that's why I'm trying to think of, would you call this like a sci-fi action, or what would you call this in a
sci-fi
genre?
action.
Sci-fi action?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did she text you back? I'm curious. I'm actually curious what her opinion about this movie is. But and then we get to the part where him and Keith David go to the rebellion, and they meet the guy, and they see this whole rebellion being made where they're having glasses to the point where they even upgraded the glasses to like contact
contacts,
lenses, where it's less bad on you and doesn't get you
And
as
then
drunk.
they all just get fucking murked.
That was unexpected. When I first saw this movie, I was like, "Oh man, this is getting good." And
Honestly,
then you just see everybody get destroyed.
It was kind of expected for me because they walk up. There's one guy watching the door, and no other spotters around the neighborhood block. And I'm like, oh, they're about to get their shit wrecked. I thought it was funny, and honestly, the shitty sound effects for the punches were super nostalgic. And all in all, I'd actually watch it again.
Tell her I'm really surprised. I like that. I like that she enjoyed it. So she enjoyed that movie. That makes me feel good because it's very hard to get her into some movies because some movies she's just not into, like especially comedies. Comedies just not her thing.
No.
But the fact that she actually liked
finds
this,
them cringy. She like gets secondhand embarrassment from dumb shit.
but Shang is nostalgic just from the sound effects from the punches.
Yes.
The punches were great with the sound effects.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, you heard it in the clip right there and everything else. But that whole scene when they get the rebellion actually has their watches where they can actually get. You remember the fucking Acme things where you throw a black thing on a wall and you can
And it's
go
a
through
hole.
it?
Yeah.
I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit did the whole thing
Yeah,
on
I
it
love
too.
that.
That's almost what they did with this. We're basically, and they jumped a hole. And it was funny because they were in an alleyway and they were being chased by the aliens, basically like almost like stormtroopers, basically like cops, but they were the aliens underneath the effects and everything. It's like, get in the hole. I don't know what's in that hole.
They dropped in there and they started walking around, and I was like, turned to Crystal and was like, there's no fucking way you'd find me going through a hallway that long without anywhere to duck into if somebody's trying to hunt me down. Absolutely no.
When it's the spur of the moment, you might not have that much of a choice.
I mean,
you're backed into a corner.
I just turned to her and said, I'd be damned if I'd be going down a hallway with no doorways to just take cover.
Oh man! So then they reached. See, when I saw this, I was thinking that when they got into that like hallway underneath, basically where they went into underneath the city, basically, I thought they were on like a mothership or something like that. That's what I was expecting. But it was actually like the basement of a skyscraper or something like that.
Yeah, it was just an underground tunnel system.
Yeah, a tunnel system under the city.
L.A. and New York both have an extensive underground city.
Oh yeah, I mean with the sewers and everything, and also the subway system.
Actual city. Like people don't know about it too much, but there are actual.
I can see New York, but L.A.
Oh yeah,
I would have never thought that.
So Los Angeles and a couple different places around the West Coast. That's where. So the term "getting Shanghaied," like Shanghai Noon,
right,
is a reference to going to one of those underground cities where there's often brothels and bars and all that, and getting drugged and waking up on a boat back to Shanghai as a slave.
Interesting.
So they have an extensive underground village and city system that's been closed off, and it's you're not allowed to go there, but people still do. Much like the catacombs of France. Like,
well, I know
people,
about that. Yeah.
You won't be able to find your way around unless you know it.
Kind of reminds me of As Below, So Below.
Yeah, exactly. But these
you're
are
going to be going to the gates of hell, basically.
but these are places that are honestly thriving little neighborhoods that go completely unchecked because law enforcement doesn't go down there.
Which I assume in New York, I'm sure there's a lot of homeless people that live in on those.
Huge amount.
To the point where it can be dangerous and drugs and all that stuff.
A lot of them are living large because they're able to, just kind of take over these spaces that are actually relatively
make their
safe.
make their own little government. When you think about it, it sounds like a movie.
Almost, yeah. I mean, I think it would be awesome for us to see a movie pop up that shows that side of things.
The underground of
That'd
New
be
York.
really fucking cool.
Or L.A.
Yeah.
Or even like Chicago or something like that. But no, that's a good...
I think Chicago does as well, just not quite as extensive.
Shit, there's some over here in Fredericksburg, actually. Over at...
there's a tunnel system.
I believe near Tidewater Trail, where the breweries and stuff like that. There's all tunnels underneath there from what I read about.
That is significantly less accessible, but yeah.
Yeah, but I know that there is tunnels like that. So it's actually really cool because sometimes they're actually stumbling on tunnels and stuff like that that we didn't know anything about.
So they found one system that's running through downtown Fredericksburg, and they've found like Masonic symbols and directions and all that, where the Freemasons were using areas in downtown, like up on Caroline Street and shit like that.
No shit.
As secret meeting points and everything that was like under churches and things and stuff like that.
That is fucking. See, that's actually really cool history.
Yeah.
It's stuff I wouldn't mind going exploring in those.
Yeah,
though.
that'd be cool as hell.
Yeah, just taking a little one of those little head cameras and some flashlights, and just going there and just doing. I know me and you've talked about this.
Fuck yeah, I'd love to.
I love exploring things. Me and Stu have gone and explored like abandoned places before. It's something I enjoy doing, but that would be pretty cool. I had no idea that there'd be something like that in Old Town Fredericksburg.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're basically already getting close to the end of the movie. This movie's got so much, but we're going pretty fast about it, and I love this. I'm loving the fact that you think this movie's trash, but you enjoyed it, and I love the fact that Crystal liked it too. That's why I can't wait when we get to the pint reviews about this. But then you get to that scene where, all right, you remember Back to the Future, right?
Oh yeah.
You remember the homeless man sitting at the end of the Back to the Future? When the car gets back in the 80s, in the end of the movie, that's the homeless man that is explaining to them, the one that became a part of the family with the aliens. Remember the one at the end of the movie that explains everything and how?
Oh yeah,
that is the homeless man.
Oh shit!
And he plays a homeless man in another movie too. So he plays a homeless man in at least 3 movies, but he becomes rich and everything else. But actually, this is the scene right here. I'm going to play right here at the end, and he kind of explains everything. Oh wait a minute, who built them? That's.
Yeah, this is a picture of...
Is that Old Town Fredericksburg?
Yeah, this is downtown Fredericksburg.
That is crazy. Send me that picture when you can. If you can send me that picture, that'd be great. I'll post it at the bottom of the screen. I had no idea.
That's cool
I'm going to have
stuff.
to look that shit up. This is the ending right here, and this explains the whole alien and their purpose.
She made it. Maybe we can find her. Then we can go to the roof and break that signal, man.
Wait, boys, wait. You're making a big mistake.
You made the mistake.
No, you
I
gotta
love the
listen to
synth
me.
in the background to
I
this.
thought you
They
boys
actually did a
understood.
good job with
It's
this.
business.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
Sammy found it redundant.
Yeah, it was
You still
super
don't get it, do you,
repetitive.
boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They can do whatever they want. What's wrong with having it good for a change? Now, they're gonna let us have it good if we just help them. They're gonna leave us alone, let us make some money. You can have a little taste of that good life, too. Now, I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
Would you want it?
Do it to your own kind.
What's the threat?
No.
We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team. See ya, boys.
That scene right there where that music is that like music at the end, it kind of reminded me of The Thing. But that
Rather
the score-
die free than live kneeling.
There's a score in this movie. It's from John Carpenter and also another composer. And John Carpenter is very known for his scores because it's a lot of synthesizer and stuff like that. But the theme kept doing do dum 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 dum
Oh yeah,
dum.
and it was like every scene.
Yeah, and that's when Sammy was like, they reused that a lot throughout
Yeah.
this movie. It didn't bother me. I actually thought it fit the movie perfectly, but then it got into the synthesizer on some things.
Let's redo the movie. Get Danny Elfman on it and see what happens.
I don't think Danny Elfman.
No,
Danny
no.
Elfman for this? No. I actually like John Carpenter. John Carpenter now because John Carpenter actually is doing tours because he does a lot of synthesizer music, dark themes and stuff like that. I actually have 2 of his vinyls. He's amazing with his scores, and I think he did a good job with this. And I thought that it wasn't redundant to me. I enjoyed it. It kind of fit the theme. It was kind of like that was the Drifters theme, which I'll have it playing. Dun, dun, dun. It just. I enjoyed it. It didn't bother me. But when he gets to the end over there and they find out the truth because the whole purpose of what they're trying to do is shut off this whole the aliens have this signal basically to make them look human. It's almost like
It's like a cloaking signal.
exactly like a cloaking device to make them look human, which brings me up to the last scene of the movie. Just the last scene before the credits makes me laugh out loud when it's just all of a sudden. Well, first of all, let me get to this. They destroy it. Keith David gets shot. Meg Foster is not who we thought would because she was there. She was actually with them.
Yep.
So she was a
like
turncoat.
I said, turncoat.
Yeah, turncoat. And the scene when the helicopter's in the air, he's on the top of the skyscraper. He's looking at this device. He's about to destroy it. He has a grenade and everything else. He knows that you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to die, but I'm going to die showing everybody the truth. And that scene where he sticks his middle finger up, he hates actually that he did that.
Really?
Yeah, he actually says that he wished that he had a better ending and that he did not do that. He thought that was not it didn't fit his character.
Yeah.
What do you think? Where he basically just is laying on the ground and he's just giving the finger off, basically. He didn't like it.
I kind of think it did fit the character.
He regretted
but I
doing
understand
it.
where he's coming from.
Yeah, there was something I read. I should have probably put it in my notes, but I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. I think it fit perfectly. I had no problem with it. I thought it was, he's like, fuck it. If I'm going to die, I'm going to show the truth to everybody. But then the signal fades, and then all the aliens are showing. And then it just shows this little montage of scenes where all of a sudden the newscasters or people are looking. I was like, what the fuck? Because they look like giant meat bags, basically like that. But then you see the fucking woman in bed and she's riding this man, having sex and everything else. And she sees the TV screen and the newscast. She's like, what? And then she turns around and the guy is the beat guy says, what's going on, baby? It's just, but he looks like that. She's writing that. It's just like, and then it's all of a sudden the credits. That was it. I was like, that was a good little quick ending right there.
Could you fucking imagine that shit?
If you were, I was writing that. It's just like, seriously, that I thought that was great. This movie, it's not a perfect movie. It's meant for entertainment. It's 80s action. It's a lot of typical movies in the 80s were like this. Die Hard was even like that. Most of the Schwarzenegger movies like that. I enjoy this. It's got the commentary. I think this is, I guess this is a more smart action film. Would you say that? Especially going into the whole thing about the commercialization and the
it's an action movie that has.
It's not simple. Would you say it's more smart?
It is. There was a book written.
Okay.
How to Teach Your Dog Physics. This book.
Interesting.
Is for very advanced concepts and how to pummel them into the brains of idiots. Okay?
Okay.
This movie does that. It is made for a simpler audience.
Yeah.
And to point out the inadequacies of the world around them.
Okay.
In a not so light-handed manner.
All right.
There's no subtlety about it, obviously. I think that's where it thrives because trying to explain some of these concepts to some people out there, you find difficulty. And this does a great job of keeping a particular audience entertained, engaged, and shoving this message down their throat.
Okay.
Much like the fight scene. He's there to shove the message down the guy's throat. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. You're not going to like it.
Right.
But this is part of the story. And it's an important message.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, that works. You explain it better than I would. Seriously. You have more of the smarter talking than I do. I'm more simple-minded when I say this.
No, you're perfectly fine, dude.
So, but no, this was fun. I'm so glad we did this. I'm finally glad that, because I've been wanting to do this movie for the longest time. It's not our group, but like I said, I enjoy these episodes where it's just me and Chase.
It's super fun.
Yeah, it's great. So let's go ahead and just go into quick scene, like favorite scenes. My favorite scene was when he puts the sunglasses first on. He's first seeing the world with these aliens living in this world, or meat bags, or whatever the fuck rotting corpses, as Carpenter says. I enjoy that scene. Just his as soon as he's in the eyes, just like his lines and everything's like, what the fuck? Like, it's a what the fuck moment to him. And it's just, I enjoyed that, his reaction and everything. So that was mine. What was your favorite scene in this movie?
When she bitch slaps him out of the fucking balcony.
Jesus Christ. When he's tumbling down?
Yes.
Because you weren't expecting that.
No, I wasn't. It took me completely off guard.
Because I remember he gets up from the couch. He's like, he was about to show her something on the TV. And she just fucking
wham!
Boom! Right through the fucking window.
Honestly, like, that whole scene, I loved it, though. Because it was probably had the most nuance of acting. Mm-hmm. Like, they were actually showing their face. They were actually engaging in the scene. And
it was going on long, too. It was like almost like 5-7 minutes long.
Yeah, and they actually, like, kind of harnessed a wrestler that was, oh, that's right. I can actually act for a little bit. and maybe that showed that he had greater acting chops. Yes, that was my idea as well. And he probably could have done some better movies.
Yeah.
Just with that little scene there. But I liked the engagement between the two characters, and then just that bam, fucking fantastic.
It was out of nowhere. You weren't expecting that at all. And then the fact that she was a turncoat, because I wasn't expecting that at the end. Because at the end, because he was trying to actually find her and get back to her because he saw her at the rebellion.
Yeah.
So she was a part of it. It was like, oh, so she's a part of the rebellion. And
I kind of
it kind of made up. So you kind of figured it was going to happen?
The reason I kind of figured that is because she was there at the house, not being watched by him or someone on his side.
Right.
When the cops showed up, that were obviously not on his side.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured they probably got to her. She's probably going to show up at a meeting. And then she did. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, she's probably a plant.
Yeah.
And she was. But still loved it.
Salute.
Good pick for the movie, man.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you being a part of this, man.
Skål.
Wow. Double bubble. That is like legit double bubble. Woo! I enjoy that.
So good.
That is really good. It was colder earlier, so when it gets warmer, it tends to be, I like it ice cold, so I'm going to put that back in the fridge, definitely. Yeah. But that was so much good. All right, who was your favorite character? Because from the looks of it, you didn't really care for Roddy Piper as much, because especially with his acting and everything.
Yeah, no. I'm going to go with,
Let me guess, Keith David?
I would like
Frank?
to say so, but I think I'm going to go with Nada.
You did like Nada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, he at the very least made sure shit got done.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it in the smartest way, but, as far as the logic goes for this movie,
you said that in the beginning.
he did perfect.
Yeah.
So, I like Nada.
I like Frank. I believe it or not, I love Keith David.
Keith David's fantastic.
Yeah, Keith David's always great. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, he's a voice actor for Has Been Hotel,
I have heard about that.
and he does a great job.
I think he's also a voice actor in a Disney movie, The Princess and the Frog, I believe. I believe he's the villain in that.
Yeah. God, I forget his name, but yeah,
He's also done a lot of video games, too.
yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot of video games, but not
He does
just that.
really good voice work.
Even had a nice little role in Armageddon. I wouldn't trust these guys with a potato gun. I remember that line that he says in there. But no, he's always been great. I enjoyed him in The Thing. This was actually the last movie that him and Carpenter did together. But I enjoyed his character and how he was just like, I'm not wearing those fucking glasses. And then it turned into that big fight scene. But then both of them together, I thought their chemistry as two guys just trying to kick ass, basically, and get all these aliens, I thought was great. What?
Let me see your stamp.
Oh.
I think we finally get to use this.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I told you. The thing's run out of ink already. It doesn't work all that well.
Sad.
Yeah.
Okay, that could have been cool.
If I put a fucking piece of tape on there, maybe, or I put a piece of paper on top, I'll probably do that. But no, seriously, love Frank. So I think we're done. I think we can go ahead and get to our pint reviews on this movie.
Yeah.
And I already know our future show is gonna be Ek Machina.
Ex Machina.
Is it Ex Machina?
Yep.
I've seen that multiple times.
So good.
No, it is. It's a great movie. There's another movie from the same director, which actually I forgot what the name was, but it just came out
Transcendent.
with Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, Kirsten Dunst. Oh,
Yeah, where basically the whole world is
Creators? Creator?
I don't know. It's not Creators. I'll have to look it up. But it just came out recently. It's basically where the whole world's actually going into war and everything. It actually is almost to today's standards, actually. It's very, you just have to watch it. It's actually not bad. Kirsten Dunst plays a photographer, almost like a war photographer, but it's really good.
Civil War?
That's it, right there. That's it, Civil War. That's from the same director. You need to check that out. I'll have that at the bottom of the screen. But I'll go ahead and go into the pilot reviews. I'm going to go ahead and let you go first, and this is my episode, and see what you think first. Your enjoyment and critical for this.
Enjoyment. This kept me involved. It was a lot of fun. It was cheesy. It was enjoyable. I'm going to give it a 4.
That's a high. That's good.
I'm going to give it a 4
enjoyment.
enjoyment.
Now, I know your critical going to be high, though.
Critically, this movie shit the bed. The writing was lazy. They rushed everything. The entire 30-minute fucking intro was damn near useless. The
I thought it was good character development, but
the acting was hardly existent. Okay, no, I'll give it a mid grade on the acting actually.
okay.
Because there were some points where they actually.
I think Keith
showed up
David
to
did a
it.
great job.
Keith David's fantastic. He
Yeah.
did a great job in this. But your main character fumbled.
What do you expect? He's a wrestler.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
I would have to give it probably a 2 for critical.
Okay, that's fair. That's
That
fair.
being said, I'm giving it a 2 for critical because it is a very good movie to start a conversation. And I think movies are specifically for that. They should start conversations.
So you say this was you would say this was a good pick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very glad.
No, I'm very happy with your enjoyment. I didn't figure your critical was going to be that high. I was actually assuming that your critical was going to be low, but I was actually assuming that your enjoyment wasn't going to be that high before you came over to the house, and because I was really curious if you were going to like this movie.
I tried to keep it under wraps for you.
No, I'm bad at giving things away really fast, and even going on the phone and saying, "Oh, so how'd you like it?" Save it for the fucking show.
I'll tell you when we record. How's that?
Goot
Son
does
of a
that to me
bitch.
all the time. I talk to Goot, says, "So yeah, man, dude, just tell me in the show." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right," because I get very overexcited about the fact that I picked a movie and somebody enjoyed it, because I've brought many movies to the table where the guys did not enjoy. But for enjoyment for this movie, I would give it probably about.
Carry on.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
For my enjoyment of this movie, I might have to get a little higher than that because I really like this movie. I love John Carpenter. I love most of his movies. There's, Halloween, The Thing is by far a masterpiece. But to me, I would probably give this probably about a 4, not much higher than yours, about a 4.25. I'll give it a 4.25.
Yeah,
I really enjoy this movie. When I'm sitting down in this movie, and I have said this many times before, when I'm sitting down and I'm smiling throughout the whole movie, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I was smiling. I'm like, I love this movie. And saying that to myself and saying it to Sammy. And even Sammy said she loves this movie. She was like she said she hadn't seen it in a while.
It's fun. It's engaging. It's just a little dumb in some points.
Yeah, no, and I can agree with that. The thing is, critical won't be as low as yours, but it's not going to be high either. I'll give it a 3 for critical. I think that John Carpenter's direction and style, I thought was, it's very John Carpenter style, seeing all of his movies. By far not his masterpiece, but I think this is a very smart action film. That's why I was kind of asking you what you think if this is more of a smart action film. I thought it had go ahead.
I really think I would love to see a modern rendition of it.
It'd be interesting, and I'm sure maybe 20 years down the road it could happen.
Just because
they're redoing everything these days.
I mean, some movies deserve a second chance, and I feel like this is one of them.
Yeah.
Some movies should fucking just be left alone. Disney, I'm looking at you.
Disney's not going to. Disney's fucking stupid now. I can't stand Disney. Well, you said Treasure Planet's Disney, but that's before they got stupid.
Yeah. I think this is one of those movies that really deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it hold true to its values first and foremost, but get a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And breathe new life into it. Better acting. You could get better score. It already has a cult following.
Yes.
You're going to get viewership.
Yeah.
It's just going to be controversial. And hey, what do you know? That's what a good movie is.
Now, do you feel like there are movies out there that should be left alone?
Yes.
Okay. So you believe that this one is in need of a remake?
Yes.
Okay. I can see that. That's fair.
And I say it specifically because, one, the first time it was done, it left a lot to be desired.
Right.
2, our generation needs a new wake-up call.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. But yeah, seriously, this 3 for critical, 4.25 for an enjoyment. This is a great movie. I will watch this. Would you watch this again?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And you might even find some more things watching it. Sometimes movies do that where you watch it a second or a third time. You're like, oh, I didn't notice that before. You find something new. But no, I think this is a great movie in the Carpenter. There's so many good Carpenter movies, and this is probably, if I were to rank this in my Carpenter movies, I put this like 3 or 4 or something like that. I enjoy this. The Thing would be number 1 altogether. A lot of people would pick Halloween, but this is close to it. This is great. So I'm going to ask one more question before we end the show. What is your favorite? Now, you said you don't believe this to be an alien invasion movie.
It's not an invasion movie.
But
they're already
alien,
there.
It's already aliens living. All right, so aliens living on this world or alien invasion, I'd kind of put it in the same genre, same view when you think about it, because it's aliens still coming down and trying to take over. Because
I have to give 2 different answers.
Okay.
because one is a completely different feel than the other. Mars Attacks is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of my favorites. The other is super psychological. It's a horror movie, not very often seen, as called Await Further Instruction. And I highly recommend it.
Okay.
They wake up one day and their house is sealed shut. And they're waiting for further instructions on the TV. And that's all I'm going to give you.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, you find out what really happened.
What's the name of the movie again?
Await Further Instruction.
On the bottom of the screen.
How about you?
This is hard. There's a lot of movies out there. And the thing is, sci-fi is like my favorite thing in the world. I
Would you
love...
consider Alien an alien invasion?
No, because it's not on the planet. Alien Invasion has to be on planet Earth. Now, I know there's a TV series where it's going to be taking place on planet Earth. You can think it as Predator almost. Would you think as Predator is an alien invasion? Because it's not really an alien invasion. It's a alien coming down to hunt humans and go back and basically using
And
the
that
planet
only
as a hunting
happens, what,
grounds.
20 years?
Yeah, so that I wouldn't call that an alien invasion. Independence Day is one.
Oh, such a good one.
Shit, there's so many other ones. I almost want to call The Thing an alien invasion, but I don't think it is because they're not coming down to our planet to take over.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
in
just-
a way it is, because if they spread that gene out and everything else, it could take over the world. So I guess you could put The Thing as an alien invasion, right?
You could possibly even put in what the fuck is it called?
Now I'm
Section 13?
District.
District 13.
That's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
I forgot about that till just
no,
now.
District 9.
District 9, there we go.
It's
Yeah.
District 9. We actually just talked about that not just recently. I think
We're
comedians
finally
do.
getting another one.
That's another good movie. We might have to do that in the future too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that one. I'm going to go ahead and just stick with my guns with this because I see it as an invasion because it is trying to take over. But I'm going to go with The Thing.
That's fair.
I'm going to
You
go with
also
The Thing.
have Signs.
Signs is good, but Signs also has a huge
plot hole.
defect. Why would a fucking alien race come down to a planet 90% water when it's allergic to water? That doesn't make sense to me, but it's a hell of a movie. It's actually one movie that actually scared me when I was younger. When it first came out, I think it came out in 2003. I wasn't that young. I was in my 30s, 20s, but still early 20s. But when I saw it and I went outside and dark in the woods, it actually creeped me out a little bit because I'm more afraid of aliens than I would be of ghosts, believe it or not. Because to me, aliens are realistic because we live in this fucking world. And this is something that I've always thought to myself. We have this small planet in a giant amount of space. And they even say in the movie Contact. Contact's a great movie. Why would we have this huge galaxy with just a little planet with life on it? There's got to be life out there.
There's no question as to whether there's other life out there.
I know
there is a question as to whether the other life out there is sentient. And then there's another question as to if a sentient life form would even bother with us.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at the very least, we could just be in an area of our galaxy that's just, it's unreasonable to think about exploring.
Oh, it's crazy. It's too big. It's too big to explore.
Or, so there are two possibilities, and they're equally terrifying. Either we're alone or we're not.
Right.
That's as simple as it gets. And then you can get into the Fermi paradox and everything else. We could be the first ones. We could be the last ones. We could be the only ones. We could be one of many.
One of many, or basically where there was ones that were before us.
The most
altogether.
terrifying concept, though, part of the Fermi paradox is maybe we're not alone. But maybe we're the only idiots screaming into the abyss with radio signals and every other civilization doesn't for a reason. And all we're doing is announcing ourselves to some other race that comes around when anybody gets too smart and culls the entire fucking race.
Jesus Christ, man. it's a lot to take in the mind right there. It's a lot to take in the mind. Jesus Christ.
And that's why we're not getting answered.
So many. I would just love to start a podcast just about that. Just talking about, because I think it was just, there's so much to think about when it comes to that and the creation and everything else. But this was fun. This was a great episode.
So I have an announcement.
What?
I'm working with a musician right now who's pretty well established.
Okay.
He's pretty fucking good.
Okay.
And we are making, I've commissioned Barrel Aged Flicks theme song.
Ooh.
A proper commissioned score explicitly for Barrel Aged Flicks. And it's going to be called Modern Mythology.
That is awesome.
So,
that is awesome.
He's been working on that for a week or two now. It's will probably be another couple months, but he's fucking good at what he does. I'm looking forward to this, but I figured I'd let you know because I'm stoked about it.
Dude, that's great. That's great news. I would love...
we love White Bat. White Bat Audio has been a fantastically flexible creator that has allowed us to use their music. Yeah. But I think it would be really fucking cool. We've been doing this for, 4 or 5 years now?
We're on our 5th season. This is our 5th season.
This is our 5th year of pushing out content for y'all, and we really appreciate everybody who does this.
Of course.
Who comes in and listens and watches us and makes donations and interacts. We love being here to let people enjoy these conversations. And hopefully we don't let down. But I think it's about time we get our own music.
Yeah, no, that would be great. I think the guys are going to be all for that. I'd love to. I can't wait till we hear the first part of it.
So
that's awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
That is awesome news. That is awesome news. All right, well, guys, thank you for joining us for this episode. And we will see you guys every week. Every Sunday night, we release an episode. And also, you need to check out our store. We have great T-shirts available to check out for Barrel Age Flicks with the emblem and everything, and also old season art. Make sure you check our notification on YouTube and also subscribe. Please subscribe and comment. Let us know what we think. Tell us if we suck. Tell us if we are good. I don't care. Say something. It means a lot just to hear from you guys. But this was so much fun, guys. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Later.
Au revoir. Later.